Welcome to Codebusters 5. In this booklet, you will learn the letter names and sounds of N, I, and V. Remember, parental interaction is essential in this series, especially when your child says the letter names and their sounds. Now let's open up the book to the front inside cover. Here you can see some directions for the booklet. We use a couple of different fonts, and we want to make sure that whenever you see a bubble letter with tracing or guidance, that you write that letter. So whenever you do the book, just make sure that you look for those letters that look like that. Now we'll get started with our first letter. Let's read the directions at the top. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is lowercase letter n. Its name is N. Its sound is N. And now we're going to say the letter name and its sound. N, 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 N. And we can write our lowercase letter n. This is uppercase letter N. Its name is also N. Its sound is also N. And now we're going to say the letter name and its sound 3 times. N, 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 N. And we can write our uppercase letter N. Now we'll move on to the next section of this page. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. You can ask for help if you're not sure what the picture is. Fill in each letter or circle the picture. We'll start with this one. This is letter N. Its sound is N. And now we can write our lowercase letter n. The next one is a picture of the number 9. Its beginning sound is N. And now we can circle the 9. This is a nose. Its beginning sound is N. And we can circle it. Neck. N. And we can circle it. Nap. N. And circle it. Net. N. And then circle. Nest. N. And then circle it. Now we'll move on to our next letter. Let's read the directions first. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is lowercase letter I. Its name is I. Its sound is I, as in inch. I, I, I. And now we can write our lowercase letter I. All right, now we can move on to the next one. This is the uppercase letter I. Its name is also I. Its sound is also I, as in inch. And now we can say the letter name and sound 3 times. I. And now we'll go ahead and write our uppercase I. Now we'll move on to the next section. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. You can ask for help if you're not sure what the picture is. Then fill in each letter or circle each picture. Let's start with this first one. This is lowercase letter I. Its sound is I. And now we can write our lowercase letter I. This is an inch. Its beginning sound is I. And we can circle the inch. Insect. I. And then circle it. Itch. I. And then circle it. Igloo. I. And then circle it. In. I. And then circle it. India. I. And then circle it. And now we'll move on to our last letter. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is the lowercase letter V. Its name is V. Its sound is V, as in vet. And now we'll say the letter name and its sound 3 times. V, 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 V. And then we can write our lowercase letter V. This is the uppercase letter V. Its name is also V. Its sound is also V, as in vet. V, 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 V. And now we can write our uppercase letter V. Now let's move on to the next section. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. You can ask for help if you're not sure what the picture is. Fill in each letter or circle each picture. This is V. Its sound is V. And now you can write your lowercase letter v. This is a van. Its beginning sound is V. And then we can circle it. Volcano, V. And then circle. Vacuum, V. And then circle. Vegetables, V. And then circle it. Vet, V. And then circle it. Village, V. And then circle it. Now we'll move on to the blending you'll see in this booklet that will be new to you. First, let's read the directions. Say the sound of each letter separately, then blend the sounds together. We'll start with the first one. A, n, an, n, a, na, na, n, I, n, n, I, n, in. Next, v, a, va, va, a, v, av, av, v, I, v, vi, I, v, iv. And those will be all of the new blends that you'll see in this booklet. Now for the parents. Remember that parental interaction is essential in this series, especially when your child says the letter names and their sounds. On the front and side cover of the booklet, you'll see this page, and it just gives you a little bit more information about the different fonts your child will see in this booklet. Whenever we give tracing or guidance to your student in the bubble letter, be sure to have your student practice writing those letters. If you don't see any tracing or guidance, you don't have to have your student write those letters. However, it is very helpful for your student to get extra help with their fine motor skills and just getting used to writing the letters. And the last thing, we provide a story at the back and side cover of this booklet. So you should be able to read with your student every day. We'll get more into that a little later in this video. On the last page of each day of work, you'll see this at the bottom of the page. This is a review. The directions say for the student to say the name of each letter and then say the sound of each letter and then have your student write each letter. And this is just a good way to ensure that your child is retaining information that they've already learned. And then you'll also see at the bottom of every fourth page a prompt for you to read with your student. You don't have to use our story that we provide in this booklet, but our story does include as many of the vocab words that we have that we can include in the story. So we'll go on to the back of the book and you should see a page like this. At the top of the page, we provide directions that read as follows. Let's read this story. Follow my finger underneath each word as I read it. You can repeat this story as many times as you'd like. And then we include a fun activity for your student to find all 9 insects in the story. And then we provide a story at the bottom. As the directions say, be sure to follow with your finger as you read so that your child can start associating the letter sounds with the words that you're reading. And we'll read this at the end of every class when they attend Gideon. One last reminder, whenever your child is blending, we want them to blend using short vowels. So it should be a as in apple and I as in igloo. So be sure that you're really listening for those sounds, a and I. If you have any other questions about this booklet, please contact your Gideon owner.